Being single isn't a waiting room for your next relationship. It's a whole season of its own. It can be one of the most transformative seasons of your life. Welcome back to Evolving with Amy, a space for growth, self-discovery, and becoming the best version of yourself. Today, I wanted to touch on a subject that I feel a lot of people struggle with, which is how to enjoy your single season. As you guys know, I have been single for some time now, and I have really been pouring into myself to become the best version of myself and to evolve into the woman that I want to be by focusing on everything that I desire. And I'm not gonna lie, there are some times that are a little bit harder than other times. Those of us who are single on dates where typically and societally speaking, you tend to have partners and you want and you yearn for someone, they're a little bit harder than other times. However, I've learned that continuing to pour into myself in the different ways that fulfill me make this season a much more transformative season. So today I want to talk about how to enjoy the season, how to make the most of it, and how to continue to show up for yourself even when you are having those moments of, I really wish I had somebody to share life with. Because trust me, this season is truly a gift. Most of us don't think about the fact that this might be your last season being single. And when you shift your perspective on being single, you start to really see the positive aspects of it rather than focus on the negative ones. A lot of us grew up believing, because of societal norms, that being single was something that we had to fix, that being single was something that we needed to end, and that somebody needed to come and sweep us off of our feet, when really this is not a season that you need to fix. This is a season where you get to focus on just yourself. You don't have to consider anyone else's feelings. You don't have to eat what anybody else wants. You don't have to compromise on your time, your energy, your anything. This is just all about you and following your bliss. It's literally a chance to build the life that you love on your own terms. So instead of seeing it as a time where you're waiting for someone, see it as a time to grow, to explore, and to fully focus on yourself. So a mind shift that can help you do that is literally reminding yourself that a relationship will not make you whole. You are already complete as you are, and a relationship should add to your life. You guys have heard me say multiple times that I will just not settle for someone that's gonna come and take away from what I'm already doing for myself. Rather, my desire is to meet someone and to be with someone that pours into me just as much as I pour into them, for them to grow together with me, and for them to focus fully on themselves at the same time that I'm focusing on myself and growing together. Now, I get it, and don't get me wrong, we all struggle with the fact, especially for those of us that have been single for a little bit longer than we'd wanted to, or for those of us that yearn for a relationship, or yearn for a partner, or yearn for family, or for kids, or wherever it is that you are in your life. However, something that I have learned is that focusing on becoming the best version of myself will only allow me to meet people who are also focusing on bettering who they are. So use this time to evolve into the person that you want to become. And of course, there are different ways to elevate yourself. Number one is working on your mental and emotional health, whether that's through therapy, through journaling, through self-reflection. We have to admit that all of us as human beings are imperfect beings. Therefore, we're all gonna carry some sort of trauma, insecurity, anything that we have that has happened to us in our past. However, when you have worked on yourself and you can identify your insecurities and you can identify your flaws and accept them, you will navigate through your relationships much better, because you'll be able to address when something triggers you in a much more emotional, intelligent way than you would have in the past when you were not even aware of them. Number two, get in the best physical shape that you can. And do this for you, not for anyone else. Don't do this so that somebody else can want you. Do it because it makes you feel good about yourself and it makes you feel good about showing up for you. Number three, what about learning new skills, new hobbies, building a life that excites you? When you zoom out, you realize that the reason why you are having so much fun with a specific person is because you are the fun person. And the moment that you continue to have fun and make fun a priority in your life, you will get to see the fun being that you are, with or without a partner. You want to build a life that you're proud of, whether you're single or you're in a relationship. Another thing that you can do is strengthen the relationship with yourself. How do you do this? By spending quality time with yourself. One of my love languages that's like probably number one is quality time. And I thought growing up that in order for me to feel loved, I needed to spend quality time with other individuals. And it wasn't until I learned to spend time by myself and give myself the quality time that I wanted from someone else that I started to feel fulfilled in my single era. And of course, spending time alone, I'm not talking about scrolling on your phone, because scrolling on your phone makes you feel distracted and it makes you focus on someone else's life rather than your own. So the ways that I have learned to enjoy myself is literally to take myself out on solo dates. Going to a new restaurant or coffee shops, that is my go-to. Food is my love language as well. So those are the things that I have found that work the best for me and spending quality time with myself. I get to do something that I love, which is eat, and I also get to try new restaurants and also people watch while taking myself out on new adventures, on new environments where I could potentially meet other people as well. Another thing that I have already done and I will continue to do is traveling alone. When I experienced the freedom of being able to live life in my own terms on vacation, that completely changed the trajectory of vacations for me. It literally let me know that number one, I'm a courageous person, and number two, I can and will do anything that I set my mind to do. And that allowed me to trust myself so much more and to walk with much more confidence, because I knew that number one, I could take care of myself, and number two, I can trust myself to be able to get through anything that came to me. Now, if that's not where you are just yet, if you're not at a point where you can travel solo or you can even take yourself out to a restaurant by yourself, learn to enjoy the quiet moments. Whether that's reading, meditating, or just sitting with your thoughts. Learn to be by yourself without having any electronics on. Literally just let your mind wander. When you learn to truly enjoy your own presence, you'll stop feeling like you need someone else to fill in your time. And when that someone does come into your life, you'll still be able to appreciate them without having to fill a void. Now, of course, in your single season, you're gonna need support. I believe 100% in community, and I believe 100% in people need people. And something extremely important, it's gonna be for you to nurture your friendships and your community. Your friendships matter just as much as your romantic relationships. And ways that you can invest into your friends could be like going out to eat, go to brunch, maybe do hikes together, game nights. Those are all fun ways to connect with other like-minded people. Now, if you're at a point in your life, maybe a pivotal point where you're even having trouble building friendships or having friendships that you resonate with, maybe start looking for places that you can go to where you can meet other like-minded individuals. Wherever you are vibrationally, those are the type of people that you're going to attract. And if you're at a point in your life where you like to have fun and you're open to new connections, you are going to attract people that are also looking for the same thing. So make the effort to check in with others, support each other, and be present for those people that matter to you. On my vlogging channel, I constantly tell you guys there are times where, yes, as much as I love vlogging and as much as I love to bring you guys along to every activity that I do, there are times for me to be present. And it would be extremely inconsiderate of me for someone to be pouring their heart out and for me to just bring my camera out and be like, hold on, I'm trying to vlog here. That would be very selfish of me. So part of nurturing friendships, it's also considering other people's feelings and allowing them to have a safe space where they don't feel like at any moment I'm gonna take out my camera. Now, as I mentioned, if you don't feel like you have close friendships, put yourself out there, join clubs, go to social media events, connect with like-minded people online. Literally, I feel like nowadays, the same way that you have online dating, which I do not do anymore, it's the same way that you can meet like-minded individuals. Something that I have been doing, especially now that I moved to Arizona, has been going to social events. I have been finding a lot of events that go on around the city, and I'm making it a priority to be out there, whether it's during the week or in the weekend, to meet like-minded individuals. And building friendships are just like building a romantic relationship. You're not gonna resonate with everyone, you're not gonna connect with everyone, and you might have to go on multiple dates with friends so that you can figure out if you are on the same vibrational wavelength. And if you're not, that's okay. But if you are, then you have more opportunities to connect with other like-minded individuals. And also, if you're not, you still put yourself out there. So it's still something for you to be proud about. The more you put yourself out there, the more comfortable you're going to be going to new events, meeting new people, and therefore building relationships with others. Something else that you can focus on is setting personal and financial goals. Use this single season to build your dream life. You can focus on your career, you can focus on your finances, or you can focus on your lifestyle. For your career, what do you actually want? Do you want to switch jobs? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to try something else in the same job that you're at? For your finances, what about building financial independence? What about building a savings account? What about building an emergency fund? Building financial independence is going to help you so that you never feel trapped in any relationship. And as far as lifestyle, what kind of life do you want to wake up to every day? Start living like that. Show up as the person that you want to become. It is so normal to struggle with loneliness and thinking that we are not ever going to find love. Those are literally normal thoughts that you're having if you're currently having them, or that you've had if you've had them in the past. I know I have, where I'm like, okay, when? Like when? No, but when? And I don't care what anybody says, but when? Like, no, you don't get it. When? No, but you don't get it. Where? Like, no, but how? I also have questioned all of these things. And it doesn't matter what you or anyone in my life has said, there have still been moments where I question my own faith because I don't see things moving, because I don't see things happening. So yeah, let's be real about this. There are definitely gonna be times where you feel like that, and where it feels like everyone is getting in a relationship, everyone's getting proposed to, everyone's getting married, everyone's having kids, and when is it your turn? And then you start to doubt yourself, you start to doubt God, you start to doubt everything and everyone, and you're like, well, am I ever going to meet my person? Should I just give up on this already? But when you do feel that way, try to remind yourself that everything has its perfect timing. Just because it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean that it won't. And if God has given you a desire in your heart, is because that promise is going to come to pass. So just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. There's still work to do. There's still things that you are going to experience in your singleness that are going to help you grow and evolve into the wife, into the partner, into the mother that you are going to be. Something that has helped me tremendously is being grateful for the season that I'm in and staying exactly where my feet are planted. So instead of dwelling on what I don't have, the fact that my partner isn't here, my husband isn't here, my kids aren't here yet, I start to be grateful for the season that I'm in, for the freedom that this brings, for the friendships that I'm able to pour into and that I can cultivate in this moment. The passions and the personal growth, the relationship between myself and God. Those are the things that I remind myself to be grateful for, so that when that time does come, I am fully prepared for the next season in my life. Now, if you feel pressured by those around you about dating, honestly, if you are at a point where you've burned out or even feel like you're getting there, stop dating. Start dating yourself and stop dating other individuals. Dating can have very negative effects on your mental health and your personal growth. So give yourself a span of time so that you can fully devote yourself to yourself, grow, Figure out what you want and what you don't, where your standard is, and what you're willing to accept or not willing to accept from another individual. And that way you can date differently your next season of dating. I'm someone that fully believes in going in with myself, especially if I'm going through a healing season, especially right after I've dated someone. I am someone that completely 100% goes within because I want to figure out what I can do for myself, how to heal myself, how to show up better for myself, how to stop abandoning myself in any relationship in my life. And therefore, when the next person comes, I can remind myself where I'm currently at and start from scratch without carrying any insecurities, any past trauma into the next person or the next relationship. Because that next person is never at fault for what happened in your past. So if constantly thinking about dating is making you anxious, just take a break. Take a break from the apps, take a break from talking to men, take a break from talking to the other gender, whoever you like. Stop overanalyzing the timelines and literally just go and have fun. Another way that I soothe myself is by reminding myself that everything that is meant for me will never miss me. And everything that has missed me just truly wasn't meant for me. I believe that we meet people where we're at. And there are definitely lessons that we had to learn, and we had to meet some people to learn those lessons. I'm sure you have other lessons that you've had to go through so that you can grow into the individual that you are right now. And if you are currently in that healing process, take it all in, process it, feel the feelings, and release them. I truly have faith and know in my heart that when I'm meant to be in a relationship, the right person and the right timing will come for that. And at this time, I will be 100% ready because I've taken the time to 100% pour into me, pour into my cup to the point where it's overflowing and I don't have to take anything outside of my cup to give to you. Because since my cup is overflowing, everything that comes out of it, you are going to be splashed with. So date yourself first. If you are in a point in your life where you want to date someone else, date someone else. Be open to the opportunity, be open to the connection. But if you're not, date yourself. Focus on yourself. Any time and any thought that goes outside to think of someone else, remind yourself, change your perspective, and bring it back to you. I miss them. I love them. I wish that they were doing A, B, C, and D. What can you do for yourself? Regardless of how you think of anybody else. And if you're enjoying your single life, you don't have to date anyone. But if you do want to, date intentionally and ask yourself these questions. Am I dating out of loneliness or because I truly want to connect with someone else? Am I clear on my standards and what I'm looking for? Do I feel whole and happy before I meet someone new? Never settle out of boredom. Your peace is way too valuable for that. And you have to remind yourself sometimes, and you have to set the boundary sometimes when somebody wants to breadcrumb you, where somebody just wants to send you a text and you get all excited for that text because you think that this person is now ready to come back full force. Remind yourself that you deserve the whole loaf. You don't deserve just the breadcrumbs. A text doesn't mean someone's showing up for you. A text doesn't mean they're ready for a relationship unless they're telling you that's what they're ready for. Your single season isn't a punishment, I promise you. It's an opportunity and it's a gift to yourself. Little by little, you'll start to fall in love with your life. You'll start to fall in love with what is happening and what you're creating and what you're attracting. And you will get to see that your manifestations are coming true in all the sense of the word because of the intention that you're putting behind every single connection that you are making. And when you've set the standards for yourself, you will know that anyone that is lower than those standards, you are just not going to be willing to compromise your peace for. Because until you can meet me here, we are not starting from below. So whether you're single for a season or you've been single for a while, enjoy the season that you're in. Be hopeful about it and embrace it fully because this version of yourself is worth knowing. Let me know in the comments what's one thing that you love being single about, because I feel like a lot of us sometimes need that encouragement. And I know a lot of you guys who are here listening probably came for that encouragement. I hope this video has helped you in more ways than you can think of right now. Thank you so so much for liking, for commenting, for subscribing, and for just helping each other out as we continue to evolve on this channel.